Hello, welcome to Geometric Virtual Learning. This is lesson 2 on surface area. In this lesson, I'll be talking to you about surface area of prisms. So we go through how to identify the phases of prisms and how to calculate the surface area of prisms like triangular prisms, L-shaped prisms, and cylinder. And also how to calculate the surface area of fraction of main prism. Let's start with triangular prism. First, we need to identify the phases of this prism. Can you guess the number of phases? 5, correct. Now let's identify them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Before I go to the final phase, you could see that C and D are triangles and they are of the same size. So we have 4 phases, and the final phase is the slant face. So to work out the surface area, we are going to work out the phase of each and add them up. So let's start with the first one. A. Shape A is 6 times 7, 42 cm squared. B. As you know, 7 cm here is the same as 7 cm at the top. So 8 times 7 is for B, 56. Then you see C and D are the same. They are all triangles. So you work out one triangle and you double it. And triangle formula is base times height. That's the base times the height. Then you divide it by 2. So C and D, 8 times 6, height times base, divide by 2. Then you times it by 2. That will give you 48 cm squared. Then the final phase, which is E, is 10 times 7. That gives you 70. So the total surface area is A plus B plus C and D and plus E. So that gives you 42 plus 56 plus 48 plus 70. That gives you 216 cm squared. So this is the surface area of the triangular prism. Note, when this slant length is not given and it's a right angle triangle for this side, you can use Pythagoras to work out the 10 yourself. Sometimes exam questions are like that. You need to use Pythagoras because right angle triangle, you can use it to work out the 10 centimeters, the hypotenuse yourself before you proceed. Now let's look at the composite shape, L-shaped prism. First, let's identify the phases. Can you guess the number of phases? There are 8 of them. Let's check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So we're supposed to work out all the 8 different phases, the area, add them up, and that gives us the surface area. But if you look at it carefully, there should be a quick way of working out the 8 phases rather than going through each particular phase one by one. So I'm going to show you how you can spot the quick way. So I'm saying that the area of F and D together equals the area of G. How do I know that? I'm going to bring shape F down. Now you could see that area of F and D is equal to G. So you just have to do the area of G and you double it. That means you've done 3 phases. So work out the area of G, then we double it. And G is 8 times 7. So 8 times 7, then we double it. And that gives us 112 cm squared. That stands for G, F, and D. So we've done 3 at a go. Let's look at B, E, and C. Similar way. C and E together makes the area of B. How do I know that? Let's move C. Okay. So E and C is equal to B. So we work out B and we double it. And that will represent B, E, and C. And B is 7 times 10. 7 times 10 times 2 will give us 140. So far, we work out 6 phases with 1, 2 working out. 6 phases done already. So what is left is the L shape. This side, the L shape, one in front and one at the back. So that one also, we need to work out H and we double it because there's one at the back. So we split the H into 2 rectangles. And remember, this side is 4 because 8 minus this 4 gives you this side. So this side, 4 times 10 is 40. 4 times 3 is 12. So the L shape itself is 40 plus 12. Then we double it because there's one hidden at the back. So that will give us 104 cm squared. So total surface area is 112 plus 140 plus 104. So you see, instead of working out 8 different phases, I'll work out 3. I use just 3 working out, and that will cover everything. So first is D, F, and G, one working, that is 3 phases. Second is C, E, and B, 140, that is 6 phases already done. And I'll do 2 phases, A and H, that makes the 8 phases. Surface area of a cylinder. First, you need to understand the makeup of a cylinder. Now we say a cylinder has 3 phases of different shapes. What are the shapes? Okay. There is a circle at the top. There is a circle at the bottom. So there are 2 circles of the same size. Then we have the curved side. This curved side. That makes it the 3 phases. So 1, 2, and the curved side. So you could see that we all know the formula for area of a circle is pi r squared. Pi r squared. And we know that the radius is 6, so pi times 6 squared is 36 pi cm squared. But there are 2 of it, so we double our answer because there are 2 circles. So the two circles will give us 72 pi cm squared. So 2 circles equals 72 pi cm squared. I'll leave my answer in pi, then finally I can convert it into a real number. Now let's look at the curved side. Now this is a cylinder. The top is cut off, so there's a hollow inside. If I split this open and open the cylinder up, I'm going to get a rectangle. I'm going to get a rectangle. And the dimension is, this is still 10. But you remember, it's this side that is open to form the length of the rectangle. And that represents the circumference. Because when you open it up and you split it up to form a rectangle, that line here is simply this circumference of the circle. The circumference is 2 pi r. So the area of a curved side is the height times the circumference. So I could say that to work out the curved side is 10 times 2 times pi times the radius, which is equal to 6. 10 times 2 times pi times 6. And that gives us 120 pi cm squared. So remember, the curved side of a cylinder is the height times your circumference, or height times 2 pi r. Remember that. So the total surface area is 72 pi plus 120 pi. So this is the formula for surface area of a cylinder. Pi r squared times 2 represent the 2 circles. 2 pi r is the circumference times by the h. This also represents the curved side. So this formula, this side is the curved side. This formula, this side is the 2 circles. So 72 pi plus 120 pi is 192 pi cm squared, and that approximately gives us 606.919 cm squared, 2 decimal places. So the surface area of this cylinder is 606.19 cm squared. Just remember, 3 sides, 2 circles, 1 curved side. Curved side, this is the formula. Try these two on your own. Pause the video. Hope you've done it. First one, the base is 3 times 11. The base. The slant height, that's the slant height. The slant side, 5 times 11. The side, 4 times 11. The 2 triangles, 12. So this total surface area will now give us 144 cm squared. Let's check the cylinder. The 2 circles, pi times 5 squared times 2, 50 cm squared. Now, 2 pi r is the circumference. 2 times pi times 5, then times the height of 10. 10 times 2 times pi times 5. Remember, this is the circumference, this is the height. Gives us 100 pi. Together makes 150 pi cm squared. If you are asked to work out the final answer in numbers, you just 150 times pi, and that will give you the actual number. I've left the answer as in pi because sometimes you are asked to leave your answer in pi. Now we have a prism. We're supposed to work out the surface area, and if you look carefully, this is like a quarter of a cylinder. This is a quarter of a cylinder. But don't be so quick by doing surface area of a cylinder and dividing it by 4. You get it wrong. Okay, because you need to understand that apart from that, there are other phases attached to a quarter of a cylinder. So let's identify it step by step. So we have 2 quarter circles, and the 2 quarter circles will make half a circle. These 2 quarter circles is half a circle. So I'll work out area of a circle and divide it by 2. So pi times 6 squared, that's pi r squared, divided by 2 will give me 18 pi. 18 pi represent the 2 quarter circles. Also, the curved side, this curved side. The curved side is a quarter of a curved side of a cylinder. So the curved side is a quarter of a curved side of a cylinder. So I'm going to do a complete cylinder, the curved side. Remember, the complete cylinder we said is the height times what? Circumference. When you split cylinder open, you get a rectangle. Dimension is the circumference by the height. So curved side is the height times the circumference, 2 pi r. Then I'm going to divide it by 4 because that represents a quarter. That gives me 30 pi. But also remember, the base is 6 times 10, and the side, this side is also 10 times what? 6. That's where most of you sometimes don't remember to do. This side is also 10, so we have a rectangular face on this side and a rectangular face at the bottom. So you do 6 times 10 and you double it because there's 1 at the bottom and 1 at the side. That gives me 120 cm squared. So now the total surface area is the 2 half circles plus the curved side plus the base and the side. And that will give me 270.8 cm squared. That is why you don't have to rush and think, oh, this looks like a quarter of a cylinder. So you work out a cylinder surface area and divide by 2. You will get it wrong. That will only be part of the answer. I hope you've enjoyed it. So that brings us to lesson 2 of surface area of prism. Please share, subscribe, and hit the notification button. And look forward to lesson 3 about volume of non-prisms like cones, pyramid, and spheres and hemisphere. That will be lesson 3. Thank you for watching.